All right, still good to be a cheese. So let's talk, because we haven't talked in a bit. The tribal last night was a little scary. It was harrowing to lose Elgen. So real quick, if you're watching this Elgen, it was truly fun playing with you. And that is a distinction that I do not have for the majority of the people that I've played with so far. You were fun, you were charming, you had things to say, you had ideas. I really would have liked to make a deep run with you. Alas, you had to make your exit. Shit happens. Butterscotch, you need to back off. Oh, whatever. If you're watching the stream tonight, yes, can I help you? Oh my god. He's killing me. He's just killing me. Here, come, sit on my lap. We're live here, man. Come on, you're wasting everyone's time. Good lord. So Elgen, this banana is for you, my friend. I hope we get to play again some other time. If not, let's stay in touch. You seem like a cool dude. So, that was unfortunate. Our instincts were someone must have flipped, right? Must have flipped. Until you consider that, that first advantage was played. And that's because they either had another one to complement it, or they knew someone was going to flip. And honestly, a flip didn't seem terribly likely. Just because none of the players that were around seemed like they kind of had it in them, if I'm being honest. It didn't seem likely that Jose would do that to Elgen. They were close. They ran an alliance together. So that didn't make sense. So most likely there was an advantage, and now it's flushed and gone. There was some loose talk about throwing this challenge. It was never serious, but I had a real objection to it because despite the fact that ethically it's a little icky and I'm not super into that, and I think it's like a small game. We're not playing for $1 million. Let's have fun. Let's try to win. Like all that's there, but also it's like, I don't want to spend my idle. I don't want to go home. It's a survivor game. It's unpredictable. Anything can happen. So, I'm not looking to go to tribal. Plus, it's fun to win. I won a game of chess today. It was cool. I like winning chess. Okay, so where does that leave us now? Taste is still my number one. Let's be very clear about that. I am not going to backstab Taste. There's really no way that happens. Our conversations have gotten more interesting though. Whereas in the beginning, I thought I was going too high and Taste was reining me back. We've gone to about a 180. So if you're following the Jalapeno Poppers Alliance chat, I don't know how much you're seeing there that would tip that, but other stuff is also happening. We're talking outside of that because we don't, sometimes we just want to have our moments. We're buddies and you guys don't get to see everything. What I can say about those moments is that Taste is coming up with a lot of ideas. I don't think most of them are good. That's not to my style of play. Taste is billing himself, and I'm sort of already seeing it. He's playing for the end, and he is planning on billing himself as a loyal player. I find loyal players incredibly boring. I find loyal strategy to be devoid of any sense or meaning. In a game of Survivor, it doesn't make sense to me. You are loyal to yourself. It's called Survivor, not Survivors, right? So you have to be loyal to yourself. Now, beyond that, you can go for a loyal strategy. The issue with it is you can't be loyal to these people who you're putting up on the thing. Taste is only being loyal to me. And if that wins out for him, that means that I'm going to be sitting next to him on tribal, so the only person he was loyal to was me. That's problematic for his game, and I don't see how he wins on it. So there's that. It's an issue. But again, loyalty to what? To whom? We're in multiple alliances. You can't be loyal to all these people. This is not a knock against the kind of player that Taste is. It's just not my style, and it's never made sense to me. My whole thing is you gotta be open to anyone for anything. Be available, listen, entertain. I'm not huge on lying. The only times where I really tend to lie is when the boot is asking me directly if they're going home. In that case, you kind of have to tell them, no, here's the other person, because you don't want to give them any ideas. Lying, though, is not a huge part of my game. Loyalty is also not a huge part of my game. I feel loyalty to Taste. That's it. The numbers are with cheese, but what I'm actually most interested in here is having a good game. There are people who are asleep and there are people who are playing. The division as I see it are the woken up players, the people who are in this to win this and trying desperately to win it, are as follows. You got Chili, you got Taste, you got Hashel, you got Spokes, and Merc. Jose didn't do enough to make me think that he is that in it to win it, but he's kind of on the bubble. Everyone outside of that, so you've got Sally, Toaster, Drake, and Chaos. And if there's one more, well, I forgot them. Surprise. Oh, Blaze. They're not playing to win. I got pissed about the challenge tonight because I was this close to sitting it out because Blaze and I played a match, and I believe I outplayed Blaze, but I did have a misclick. And I ended up being like, look, Blaze, do you want to play or not? I volunteered to sit out first, so it's your call. And then she said, sure, why not? Why not is because I want to play. She said she didn't care. So I want to play the game. I'd like to play it with more interesting people. I think it'll make for a more fun experience for me, for the viewers, for everybody. At the same time, I'm probably most interested in winning. And here's my thing. You bring people like Chaos and Drake and Blaze along for the road, and they end up getting bored, and then they end up either dipping or doing something unpredictable because they're bored, and it's not gonna be a game for me. It'll be some kind of surprise. It's also unpredictable, and I don't really like it. What I can say is this: Merc is becoming more and more interesting to me. Merc was originally a player I was very worried about. In the last season, I kind of orchestrated a blindside against him, and I got the sense that he was not happy about it. So when I saw that he was playing, I was very nervous. Merc over anyone else has a good personal reason to go after me, but Merc is smart, and I don't think he cares. So he's reading the writing on the wall, and I think if a beef goes home tomorrow somehow, and I don't see how that happens unless it's like random rocks, but if a beef does go home, he's going to have to find himself a new home pretty severely. And at that point, I really like the idea of like working with Taste and Merc and maybe Jose against Hashel and Spokes. That sounds like fun, and it sounds like a good opportunity for me because in that situation we still have a majority and I have an idol, so my chances feel good, but it also feels interesting. I told Taste that I think it's really likely that we either both end up at Ponderosa or we both end up at Final Tribal, and not the other, not anything else. Not one of us gets voted off. I have a feeling that's not the case though. I'm not backstabbing Taste, but I do think Merc and Jose will know enough to know that we're close, and they might orchestrate something on us. And it might be a really good moment for the game for one of us to get burned. And that could very well happen. But regardless, very happy I won chess. I am happy we're not going to tribal because I essentially have guaranteed myself a spot at the merge as long as I, play my idol tomorrow. Honestly, like if there is any, there's no fucking way I'm going home tomorrow. Even if we do go to tribal, like there's just no fucking way. So I'm out playing my idol. I made the merge, and that's amazing. That's all I really wanted. So barring something incredibly awful happening to me, and it is Survivor, and it is still an unpredictable game, I should be trading my buff for a black one, except that I'm not going to buy a black one. So, or whatever other color it would be. But we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. Definitely excited to watch a tribal tomorrow with no consequence and just get to see it. Prediction-wise, I think it goes to Rocks. That's what my honest prediction is. If it doesn't, there is, I believe, a 0% chance that one of the original beefs goes home. The brains and the initiative are on the other side of the equation for us, so it's going to be either Sally or Jose or Toaster. And I hope it's not Jose. That's the worst case scenario for me and my game. Unfortunately, if one of the cheeses does go home, it's probably going to be Jose because they went after Elgen, and Jose is next on the pecking order of like people who are active and doing things. So that's where we're at. Bit of a long confessional, but I didn't do any of the other ones today. Really enjoyed streaming today, and I will continue along with that. I'm still not going to make a practice to stream during the other tribes, tribal council. That doesn't seem nice. But once I make the merge, if I do, I'll be streaming those. So, woohoo! We made it. still undefeated in challenges. Well, no, that's not true. I lost the individual one. And yeah, see y'all later. Good night from me and the horrible cat.